And good morning from a very cold Tennessee. Our weather has dropped and it is definitely winter. Little bit of snow on the ground, not a whole lot, but I guess we're getting a whole lot of snow a little later on this week. Some of you have a lot of it already, and not in time for Christmas, but we'll take it. I love this kind of weather. So, folks, thank you for joining me today. If you're just joining me, would you just take a minute and let me know where you're watching from? I always like to know where people are watching from. And we have great friends all over the world that are part of this show and that watch us every single week. I appreciate that. Appreciate you taking the time to do that. And great show ahead. Peter Stenlund is going to be here in just a few minutes. He's my co-host today. Peter from Sanctuary, Sweden. And then I've got the hero here from Sweden as well. It's a very Swedish show today, and I'm excited for you to meet all of those guys. And if you haven't heard their music yet, hero, um, you need to find out who they are. They've been good friends of mine for a long time, so I'm excited to have them on the show today. That's pretty cool. So if you were watching last week, I opened up a little bit of a can of worms. Yeah. Some of you were excited about it, some of you weren't. You know, when it comes to diet and eating and all of that, there's so many people that have differences in opinion, and I get that. But I gave you Pastor Bob's 90-day challenge to start something, especially low carbs, because that's kind of what's making people unhealthy, not just weight, but health. And I told you that I had a real burden for people after being the last Immortal Fest and what I've been through personally. I've lost 140 pounds. I've gotten my health back, and it's been tremendous. So last week we did a show with Chris Cooking Nashville, and Chris was here with us and also with us for our weekend gathering. And it's great to have him here at Sanctuary. He's the chef's chef, I call him. He's the guy that does all the keto and carnivore recipes online, and wonderful chef. And he was here with us to encourage. He's lost 130 pounds. We both say this is where we are so far. We're still losing, still going strong. And so that's been a cool thing. But if you haven't watched that show from last week, please do. Please go back and watch it. It's probably one of the most important shows, one of the important podcasts that I've ever done. So I'd love for you to see it. Folks, don't forget, if you're watching this, to like and follow and share with your friends also. It'd be great for you to do that. Kara's here. Good morning, Kara. Good to see you. And she says, "Good morning, Pastor Bob." She's awesome. And I love having her here. AV, you're awesome, dude. Good morning. How are you? Doing well. Thank you. Can you please pray for me? I'm fasting and I want to glorify God. You know, fasting is a great thing. It's good for you. And it's also a great thing to do spiritually. And I'm excited for you, AV, that you're doing that and taking that on. It'll be a good eye-opening experience for you. My good friend Jonas from Sanctuary, Kenya is here this morning. Good to see you, Jonas. Happy New Year from Kenya. Great to be back. I'm happy you're here. I've missed you the last couple of weeks. And Jonas is such a great guy. We're going to be getting together over in Europe, in Denmark, actually, in March. Excited to see you, Jonas. Jonas and Morton and the gang, all the gang in Denmark. Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland. I'll be speaking at Light the Dark Festival. I'll be speaking at the Green Light District Worship Show or program during the week, and also, first of all, I'll be speaking at Elements of Rock this year again too. So, lots of good stuff coming up. Forrest Ray is here. Good morning from Lansing, Michigan. Forrest, thank you for joining us too. Great folks joining us from all over the world. We've got good people. And we always say we are metal, we are family, and we really are family. That's one of my favorite things. Jeff is here from Wilson, North Carolina, not too far away from me. We're both Southerners, aren't we, Jeff? Kinda. Chris is here. Chris, my old friend from Oklahoma City. Good to see you, Chris. Awesome. Chris has been a friend for a long time from Oklahoma, and good to have him here today. We've got some great folks joining us. Kara says school is closed today, so I have the day off. That feels good, doesn't it? I know. Um, there's a lot of snow all over, and some of the people that just got the worst snow, it's heading here. So we're trying to get everything done today and tomorrow before the snow really hits on Friday, and we could just be in for a while. We've been in for a while now with the ice. So it is winter, and I can't complain. There are a lot of people that have a little worse than we do. Good morning to Joel. Actually, good evening, good night to Joel. He's here from Melbourne, Australia. He said it's really hot there. It's summer in Australia, as you know. And he says, God bless Australia. Absolutely. I love Australia. And it's after midnight in Australia right now. I know, Joel. So thank you for staying up late with us. That's awesome. Good to have you here, Joel. Folks, again, if you're joining me, would you let me know where you're watching from? And our good friend from Richmond, Virginia. Awesome. Love Richmond. That's a great city and a whole lot of history there, and it's a great place. And folks, once again, sign in, let us know where you're watching from. So we've got some great shows coming up, and again, don't forget to like, follow, and share. If you have somebody that might enjoy this show today, let them know, and also just share it on your own page because I love to get the show out. The more you like it, the more it gets out there. And so if you like and follow and share, you help us out greatly by getting the news out. And I love it that you're here watching, but let's do a street crew. Let's take this to more people. And it'd be great if more people could find out about it. So we've got some great shows coming up I want to talk about for just a minute. Of course, today we've got Hero with us. We've got Rob Rock on the show next week. Um, I know Rob is a favorite with so many of us and a real veteran in the Christian metal movement. And we want to see what Rob is up to. And we're going to talk a little bit about White Cross today, but we've got Michael from White Cross that'll be joining us the week after. Great guy, great guy. And then Zachary is here from Convictions, really great band. If you haven't heard their music yet, I'm excited to introduce you to Convictions. And if you already know them, you'll want to see what they're up to. And really good. They're doing very well. Good stuff. So you don't want to miss any of the shows coming up. A lot of cool things happening. So as always, folks, we have some great things happening here at Sanctuary. The first Saturday of every month, we have a gathering. And I'm going to tell you about the next one just because I want you to, if you can, to schedule it. Now, this is the one for last time, but we repeat this each month. This time it'll be Saturday, February 1st at 3 p.m. And then, of course, every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m., we have church. And our worship team plays, and we have a Socratic discussion that I lead, and we eat together every single Sunday and every Saturday that we get together too. And there's always a lot of things going on at Sanctuary. Got some concerts coming up, some open night mics or open mic nights coming up. Um, some movie stuff. We have a movie premiere that we're going to do that we'll talk more about as we get closer to that. But just some really, really great stuff coming up. So I'm hoping that you can be part of that. Um, Lots of good stuff. So my good friend Peter Stenlund is here with us. Peter from Sweden. There he is, in the flesh. Well, not in the flesh, but there he is.
On screen.
Good to see you, Peter.
It's good to see you, Bob.
So, Peter and I have been friends for a very long time. In fact, in his home, I used to have my own bedroom.
Yeah.
Had my name on the door. That's how much time I spent there in Sweden, and always enjoyed. Now, at that point, he was living in Piteå, Sweden, and Piteå is way, 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 way up north.
Mm-hmm.
So that in the summer, the the sun doesn't go down, and in the winter, it really doesn't come up. So they have a very long, dark winter and a very bright summer, and it takes a little bit of getting used to for those of us that weren't used to it. But Peter, such great memories of those days.
Yeah.
And we've done a lot of festivals together. We've done concerts. Speaking. We've done a little bit of everything, and had such a great time. You've lived at my house. I've lived at your house.
Yeah.
We've been good friends for 25 years, I think it's been now.
Since 1999.
Yeah, yeah.
In the 1900s.
Yeah, 1800s.
Yeah.
Drinking a little Headbangers Brew, Peter. I wish I could share with you. It is the best coffee around. I'm just saying.
I've heard that.
Having a little Joe Mama. And Peter, you know my mom pretty well. This is
Yeah.
named after her. This
Right.
is her favorite one.
She deserves that.
Yeah, she does. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, Peter, you've done a whole lot of things through the years, and your band Laudamus really made an impact, especially in Sweden and everywhere. Your albums were excellent. Um, the last one was produced by Ken Templin, and you
One of
had
them.
some. Yeah, one of them wasn't the last one, was it?
Of
But
course
one
not.
of them was produced by Ken. You had some surprising guests on that one. Tell us who played on that album.
Oh, it was so many. It was Rob Rock was one of them,
Yes.
and we also had Marty Friedman, who
Yep.
was in Megadeth, but at the time,
Yes.
and Jeff Scott Soto, Key Marcello from Europe,
Yes.
and Matthias Eklund, a Swedish guitar player in a band called Freak Kitchen. I don't know how famous they are in the United States, but they are pretty big over here.
Yes.
And then we had a keyboard player called Droth, and he was in Impellitteri at the time.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So excellent. But all the albums have been great, and since that time, you and Rex Carroll from Whitecross have become great friends, and
Yeah.
you guys have done a lot of projects together. Talk
Yes.
about that for a minute.
Well, it actually started with I do a music camp every summer,
Yes.
and actually, what it started with was the Whitecross they were playing a show in Norway at Nordic Fest, I think it was.
Yes.
And I just felt sorry for Whitecross, not because they were playing Nordic Fest, but they were doing one show and then go back to United States. It's a long flight and all that. So I just wrote an email to Rex.
Yes.
And asked him if he wanted to have if he wanted to do any shows in Sweden, if we could put it together, and he said yes. So we did. We put together, I think it was 5 concerts in 1 week. So they came. So we with Laudamus and White Cross did 5 concerts in northern Sweden, and then that was in 2011. And in the summer of 2012, he joined me on this music camp. So he was the guitar instructor there, and he's been that for many years. The last time he was doing it was what do we have now? 25, 24, 23. 2023, I think he was here the last time. And
Yeah.
we've done concerts. We go under the name P-Rex, Peter and
Yeah.
Rex. It's also a kind of a dinosaur thing.
Yeah.
And so we have been playing White Cross and King James and Laudamus and Stone Grove music. It's usually Rex, me, and my wife. My wife is a keyboard player.
Yeah.
And then we have had different drummers and bass players over the years, but it's always been great fun. We have played quite a lot in Sweden, and we have also played a little bit in the United States.
Yes. Well, you guys have had a great time playing together, and
Yeah.
I remember I was with Rex last year. See, everything more than 10 days ago now was last year, but I was
Yes.
but I was with Rex last year, and he said, let's talk to Peter, and he grabbed his phone and dialed you up and got you on FaceTime and in
Yeah.
Sweden, and we had a 3-way conversation. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I love it that you guys are great friends, and Rex and I have been good friends for a long time too. I love that guy. He's just a bit of a good guitar player. Kind of good.
Sort of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Peter, I saw that your son Samuel just said hello to us.
No.
I saw his name there. He
There you
said
go.
hello, and he said say hello to my dad.
Yeah. That's
Great.
nice of him.
So I remember Samuel when he was a little baby, when he was just born. There he is. And how old is Samuel now?
He is 23.
Wow.
He's turning 24 this year.
That just
So,
can't be
yeah.
possible. That just doesn't seem possible.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah. I know.
Oh, they're growing fast.
Yeah, that's awesome. He's a great, great kid. I love that guy.
Yeah, me too.
So I'll never forget one time when you guys were staying at my house. He was just a really little boy, and he was a huge Spider-Man fan.
Yeah.
And Steve Casto dressed up like Spider-Man
Yeah.
and surprised him. And I'll never forget the look on his face. Spider-Man showed up.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Eric is with us from Hollywood, Maryland. I didn't know there was a Hollywood in Maryland. That's cool. Michael Goebel is a good friend. Shout out PB from frozen West Chicago. Peter, they're getting a whole lot of snow. It's beginning to look like Sweden in a lot of places here in the United States. You're used to snow.
Guess what I have been doing today?
Yeah, probably shoveling snow. Yeah.
Yep.
Not that you've ever done that before. Yeah.
No, but I never get used to it. It's terrible.
Yes.
And you know, it's a difference because now I used to live very north, and now I live in the middle of Sweden.
Yes.
In a place called Härnösand. The difference is that we get pretty much the same amount of snow, but it's warmer here.
Yes.
It's probably about what the temperature that you guys have. So what happens is that the snow gets really heavy.
Oh, yeah.
And I lived up in the way north. It was very dry, so that makes it very light and easy to deal with. But here it's heavy stuff.
Yes. Yeah, it's a little different. So I remember times in Piteå in Sweden where you would be driving and I'm thinking, I don't know how he's going to get through this. And I'm from Montana. I'm used to snow, but
Right.
you are really used to snow.
Yeah.
I think you had snow most of the time there.
Yeah.
So you were good at maneuvering. But where you're living now, the sun comes up once in a while.
Once in a while, yeah. It's
Yeah.
still kind of dark, but it's not as dark it is in Piteå or.
How many hours a day do you have sunlight where you're at now?
I think it's about 5, maybe.
5 hours. Well, that's more than you had. So
yeah, but that doesn't mean that we see the sun that much.
Yeah. I'll never forget one time I was teaching a Bible study in Piteå, and we had a good group, and I just kept talking, and finally, and it's in the middle of the summer, and I just didn't think about it, and finally someone said, well, I think we all need to go home now. And I thought, really, what time is it? And somebody said 1 a.m. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. And I just thought, well, the sun hasn't gone down, so I couldn't tell what time it was.
I remember that was in May.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was incredible. And I thought, have I really been talking that long? I was, yes.
I remember when you got back to our house, you were kind of shocked that you.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
That it was so long. Yeah. Jeez. That was interesting. A little bit to get used to, wasn't it, Peter?
Yeah, it's difficult for people to sleep.
Yes.
It never gets dark, so. But when you live in it, it happens gradually. So.
You're used to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I remember as a kid, we were sleeping. In the room was light. It wasn't dark at all.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But
no.
for people that come from like south of Sweden to visit, and they have trouble sleeping.
Well, and I remember the first time I was there, I did too.
Yeah.
and I never knew what time it was.
Right.
Because you couldn't really follow the time, from the sky. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Peter, we've got some great guests coming up, and I love these guys in Hero. I've been friends of theirs for a long time. I've even stayed at Michael Hero's house. I think, well, I've stayed there once, and I know I've eaten there another time too. They've had me for dinner at there in Sweden. He is originally one of your neighbors in close by town in Luleå.
Yeah.
So
he's 45 minutes.
Yeah, not very far away at all. So
No.
so we're having Swedish Day today.
Yeah.
I like that. My good friends in Sweden. And Peter, I am very excited to get back to Sweden in a couple of months. It's been so long. It's been so long since I've been there.
It's a good thing for Sweden that you're coming over.
Okay, good. Well, I hope that's the case. Yeah. Well, folks, we have a lot coming up. We've got the Hero coming up with us as well. And Peter, stay with us also. And we'll talk to Hero, and we'll have a good conversation. Excited for you guys to meet the guys, and we'll go from there. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back with our special guest today, the hero here from Sweden. Good friends, great friends, and excited to spend a little bit of time with them. Good morning, guys.
Hi.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So it's 4:30 in the afternoon over there, 16:30 over there, and
Yeah.
so it's definitely not morning for you, is it? Yeah,
It's
you
been a
Peter,
while.
at the same time. Yes. Well,
Yeah.
we've got a lot of things to talk about. You guys have you've been around for a while. Tell me how many years the band has been going.
Oh, I don't even know myself, but
Yeah.
it started as a project in early when I lived up in Luleå even.
Yes.
It was just me then, and I did some cassette. I think I
Yes.
sent it to you. I don't know. I don't remember, but
Well, those are the old Sons of Thunder day.
no, even before Sons of Thunder.
Okay. All right.
And then we changed the name to Sons of Thunder.
Yes.
And when after a while, when we laid that down, we started Hero as a project again, recording with a friend of mine, Björn. And then we realized we have to go and play live. So
Yes.
it became the Hero back in 2003 or something.
Yeah. So,
And
Michael, I've known you guys for, let's see, probably 25 years, I'm sure.
I was at Sanctuary in around 1990 or something and met
Yes.
you for the first time.
Yes. Yes. So we're at 26 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
And isn't it amazing that all of us look exactly the same? We haven't
Exactly.
aged at all, have we? I know. That's
And
true.
before I joined, you played Cornerstone, right?
Yeah, we played with the here at Cornerstone too.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I don't remember the year though.
A long time ago.
Yeah, back in the Stone Age.
Well,
Yeah.
and you guys have played with Peter's band with Laudamus as well.
Yeah,
Back in the years. I remember when we did the festival there in PTO. What year was
Solid
that,
Rock
Peter?
Festival.
Solid Rock.
yeah.
What year was that, Peter?
It was 2000 and 2001, I think.
Yes. And I remember you guys played then too. That was a good festival.
I
So
think they played the first year, I think, if I remember correctly.
yeah,
Yeah, you played and we played and there was another band too.
yeah,
Yeah. I think Narnia played.
Narnia.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
Yeah. Yes, they did. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Man, it doesn't seem like it's been that many years ago.
No, it was like yesterday, but
It does. It really does.
it isn't.
So, and Michael, one other thing that I remember is your wife, Yvonne,
Yeah, that's right.
and what a good cook she is.
She is.
Yeah. Now, you did very well when you married her. She is
I
yeah,
agree too.
she's awesome. She's a good
She's
cook.
the best.
And yeah, I totally enjoyed that. Well, you guys, I'm excited to talk about the music, and Peter and I were just talking about old music a little bit, some of the old Laudamus albums, and some of the things that have happened in the past, and we could go back and talk about the old Sons of Thunder and the older hero stuff, but uh, let's talk about the new stuff that you've just released some things. And gosh, I meant to bring the new CD and show it, and I forgot. You guys sent me a CD. There it is. There it is. Thank you.
No
Good.
worries.
And excellent, excellent music. So let's talk about this new album. Tell me how the album came about. Give me a little information, Is there a theme on the album? How did you write it? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we recorded in my home studio the vocals and guitar, and you played the drums at your home in your kitchen.
Yeah, in my kitchen actually.
Good.
Yeah, but I'm a drummer, but I have kind of switched to V drums now because it's so much simpler when you live in an apartment. You can record, and it's not that much sound, but it's really great.
So since you did it in the kitchen, did you play on the pots and the pans?
The pots and pans. No, no.
You had to buy the album to
Yeah.
make sure you know.
Yeah,
That's the album I want to be part of.
That's correct.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that next time. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
It's kind of demanding drums, so you need to be close to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Some carbs.
Yes.
It's a
So
big
you
drum
did the-
set in the kitchen and some chair and a little table.
Yeah.
So,
The drum is the biggest thing in my kitchen.
yes,
I can say that.
yes. So and then where did you record the rest of it?
It's in our home studios,
Yes. Great.
so it's pretty home based.
So give us a little insight in how you guys write. Is there one person that writes the music? Do you write it together? How do you come up with the material? And is there a theme on the new album? Let's talk about that.
Actually, we are gonna do it another way. Next time we're gonna start rehearsing and make the songs together from scratch to finish. But I on this record I had almost the first ideas and
Yes.
recorded it, and then we played drums and vocals and the rest, and
Yeah, and
And
add some extra
extra stuff.
tunes to it.
Yeah, but I can mention sometimes Mike has an idea, and also Patrick, that is not here today, he is unfortunately ill. Michael's son has also been a really big part of
Oh,
the
good.
writing process. Yeah, but fortunately he couldn't be here today, but
Maybe next time.
maybe next
Yeah.
time we'll hope for that.
Yes, yes.
But so they started working, but then send maybe to me to do the drums, and then I kind of figured out some things. Maybe we could change that. Maybe we can do a breakdown here. Maybe we could double that rhythm and do some things, and then it kind of evolves. And then usually Emmanuel also comes along and adds some flavors and new textures and harmonies on that. So it kind of evolves during the whole process. So it's,
Hmm.
it's really
I totally agree to what you're saying, because even though there is a thinking of how the song might end up, it doesn't have to be that from the start to the finish, because when the drums and when the extras are on the song, I can add and we talk a lot of how to do the tunes and stuff like that. And I try to add my kind of flavor to the music. And then I really rely on you guys to keep what's good for the music. And most of the time we really find songs that end up really well. So it's hard and heavy, absolutely, but there's also very beautiful melodies to it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now,
That's the recipe anyway.
Yeah.
yes. So tell me about the lyrics then. How did the lyrics come together? Do you guys, I know you work together musically to make it happen, but do you also write lyrics together? Or Michael, are you the one that pretty much writes the lyrics?
No, actually we've done some lyrics together, and
Mm-hmm.
and I usually have the the refrains first, the theme of the song,
Yes.
and then we go for the verses, and we have a lot of input from each other. So and it's never the same when you do make a song. My son is also a music maker, so to speak. So he laid down his touch to it too, and we all four we're metal fans, but we have also 4 different views. But when you put it together, it becomes like
oh, that's cool. Everybody brings their own strength and their own yeah. I love that.
What do you have? Is it a 2 guitar bass band, or is it keyboard, or what's the lineup?
2 guitars and bass and drums.
Okay.
And then we go for, my son is a good keyboard player. He make all the arrangements and the symphony orchestra and stuff too. And we do that on backtrack.
Yeah, it makes a really good result too. Yeah, I must also add about the lyrics that if you compare our music and our lyrics to other bands in the world, we don't write about nothing. We write music, and especially the lyrics, about certain stuff that really affects our life. And in my point of view, I would say that, this question, is there life beyond death? There's another touch of this saying that I would sum up in my point of view, and that is there life before death?
Good.
Because sometimes you focus on something else, you think, and you end up losing yourself in that, because maybe you think, oh, it's not now, I can deal with this later. But somehow you need to see yourself, you need to see your life, and take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your friends, your band, and enjoy life, have fun in life, because God isn't only this religious guy on a cloud, not really caring. He is here right now, and he wants you to get the full life.
He wants to have
that sums up the lyrics.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he wants to have a personal relationship with you. And how much of that theme then is translated into your music? Let's talk about the songs themselves. Are there a couple songs that stick out the most to you, that you're the most excited about?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
But we all have different favorites, or how to say.
Yes.
But one song is We Must Never Forget. It's about the Holocaust, the extinguishing of the Jews during World War II.
Yes.
And maybe it's now almost the last survivors are dead right now. So
yes,
it's time for the next generation to remember and speak up and say, hey, this happened. Because
it can't be again.
It can't happen again.
Yes. And I think that's an important subject, because, like Winston Churchill from England said, if we don't remember history, we're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
So years ago, I was on the board at the Nashville Film Festival, and one of the movies that we premiered that year was a movie called Paper Clips, and there was a school here that had actually they decided to collect one paperclip for everyone that had lost their lives during the Holocaust. And it was amazing how many paperclips that was. And they were able to ship one of the original cars, train cars, that had been used to transport the Jews during the Holocaust. They shipped it to their place here in Tennessee and filled it with paper clips to show how many people that had been killed. And the whole car was full of paper clips. It was amazing. But one of the things that they did for the premiere of the movie, and I hosted the premiere, was to bring two people that were actually Holocaust survivors. And at that point, I think they were two of the very few that were left. And they told their story. And one of the things that one of the women said was that she was so afraid that people would forget what had happened, because she was afraid that people would repeat the same things again. And they are being repeated again. People have forgotten what has happened. And I think about that often. This has been many years ago now, but I think about that we've just forgotten this really important event, and did we learn from it? And that's what you're saying the song is about.
Yeah.
We can't forget about these things.
Yeah. We also have, of course, other songs like Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
You wanna?
Monster Hunter is they kind of, when we start, we don't say we're gonna start make a theme records or something, but when you're finished and look at the lyrics, it's already God given. It's a red line.
It's a theme.
It's a theme, and in Sweden right now there is a lot of bad stuff happening.
Gang brutality
And hate of the Jews start to grow again,
and depression, people in a really bad state.
Yeah.
And we try to encourage them to hang in there and not to give up.
Yes, good. Yeah, and isn't it amazing that it's happening again? And it isn't just, it's internationally that there seems to be a real anti-Jew sentiment among people. I'm happy you did that song, you guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, the last two songs are originally from earlier releases.
Yeah, from our album Immortal.
Oh yeah.
So this is in a new take.
Yeah, they are re-recorded.
Mm-hmm. Great. And let's talk about the lyrical content of those songs.
About the two last ones, or?
Yeah, whichever song you'd like. I'd love to dig a little more into the lyrics of some of the music.
Blood Red Roses is about Jesus when he died on the cross, and it's a kind of picture we said that there were white roses, but now they became red because of his blood.
Yes.
And we sing this with the audience at rock clubs and pubs and stuff, and we sing and they sing together with us, and they don't know what we're singing about though, but it's a song that everybody sings along in a cool way, that always sings about the blood of Jesus.
Yes.
Because when we are on stage, I see it, and I think I speak for all of us, that when we are on stage, and when we sing and when we play, we take all of our heart and just pour it out on the audience. We give what we have, and to be able to sing along, both in the band and the audience, it's something else,
Yes.
And I believe 8-9 years ago, I gave you a call, Michael.
Yeah.
I heard that you needed another guitar player as well in the
Yeah.
band, and I wasn't really in for it. I didn't think I had the time to join another band, but when you shared your vision, it just clinged to my vision, so I couldn't afford to say no. That's a true
And now you're
story.
trapped.
Yeah, and now I'm stuck.
You're stuck with
No, don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. Great
Yes,
guys,
that's
You
awesome.
too.
great guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Peter, you have another question?
I was thinking about something, but since I'm so old, I forget stuff all the time.
likewise, no problem.
But yeah, how many songs are there on that album?
It's 11 songs.
Wow.
Okay, so it's a full.
Yeah.
Actually 10 and kind of outros thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have any shows planned?
We're talking with a couple of places here in Stockholm right now, so
Yeah.
we will just get settled exact dates and stuff like that. So right now, no, and in a week, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
We have a summer gig also in the works,
Yeah.
but maybe it's not
There's a
final.
lot. There's a lot.
So I think we will have maybe 2, 3, 4 gigs.
Great.
Like the
Yeah.
And we would love to come to USA and
Yeah.
play again.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah.
we would love that. So you guys, let's get into the heart of your music just a little bit. So I think a lot of Christian bands say, well, we want our lyrics to be Christian. We want people to know about the Lord. And that's kind of a given, but you guys have been around for a long time. You've been doing this for a long time. Peter's been playing Christian music for a long time. What keeps you going with it, especially when we've seen a lot of bands come and go? A lot of people haven't stuck with it. Is it just because you like playing so much, or is there a deeper spiritual reason that keeps you engaged with this?
First of all, it's too funny to give it up. But
Yeah.
it's also a calling. If I would sell my guitar and stop to play, I would die.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, can't do anything else.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but also I think this extra dimension of that we have a message that is a message from heaven is the most central thing, because I don't think that I would, as Emmanuel said earlier, pour out the heart. I'm really okay. I don't have the best training, but after a gig, I'm really wasted. Like, wow, and I have to drink a lot of water and extra things. But it's also giving out the heart that we are standing for, the lyrics, and this is really important, because I wouldn't see that it would be all that fun at all if we didn't have the message, actually.
Yes.
Because then it would be music, and it's music is really fun.
Yeah.
But it's a bit one dimensional. It's
Yes.
not.
You're giving it all.
Yeah.
As I told you guys earlier, when I spoke with Micke so many years ago, I couldn't just afford to join a band just because I would be playing guitar in a band. I didn't have the time for it.
Yes.
But because of the vision, I couldn't say no.
Mm.
So we're kind of saying the same thing, but in different ways.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And you guys, that's kind of what keeps us going. There's so many bands that have come and gone. And my question to some of the older bands is always, when did God tell you to stop?
Right.
Mm.
When did he tell you to quit? If you have a vision from God to do something, does God ever take that vision away? Sometimes he steers you on a little different path sometimes, but he never tells us to stop ministry and to stop doing what he's called us to do. And people say, well, you have to have a special anointing to continue, and I'm thinking, no, you have to have a special calling to stop, because he told you to go.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're doing what's in your heart. And Michael, like you said, your desire for playing the guitar and for expressing yourself, all of that is so important. And music is very much a part of who you are at this point,
Yeah.
for all of you. Yeah.
I think that when I was recording with Ken Templin, there were one thing that I saw with him
Mm-hmm.
that really made an impact, and that was, I mean, you know him. He's a great singer, great guitar player, great songwriter, great, and so he's kind of a rock star material.
Yes. Yeah, he is.
But when I spent time with him, I saw that he's really into helping people.
Yes.
And when I got home, after that experience, I was sitting down, and I realized that this is why we're doing this. The rock star thing is to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
But what we're doing here is that we're trying to help others. We serve others. And sometimes I'm doing sound for a band, and I'm serving them. Sometimes I stand on stage playing guitar, and I serve the audience. And sometimes I stand there singing, and I serve the audience. And sometimes I promote a concert for another band, and I serve them. So I think that's what at least keeps me going, that to serve others in one way or another.
Yes. Yes.
It's fun to play. It's great to play in a band, but I don't need an audience to play in a band, to have fun playing in a band. I can do that in a room with just a band. That's as fun to me as playing for an audience. But to help someone, to serve them, to encourage them, to give them something, some hope, whatever, that's what it is for me.
Peter, we had Ken Templin on the show.
Yeah.
You were the co-host that time too, a
Yeah.
couple of months ago, I guess. And I was recalling to Ken something that he told me probably 35 years ago. He said that he had made a deal with the Lord that year, that he would spend as much time in the Word and the Bible as he spent with music. And I said, Ken, do you remember that? And he goes, well, I still do that.
Yeah.
That I still make sure that it's even. And you won't find a better Bible scholar around. He really knows the Word of God, but
Yeah.
he's made that dedication to the Lord to study. And the Bible says, study to show yourself approved, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And that's really kind of our foundation, isn't it, everyone? It's the Word of God and the testimony of the apostles and God and the bod. What Jesus Christ can do inside of each one of our lives. Guys, let's talk a little bit about your website and where people can go to find out more about you. You've got herosweden.com.
Yeah.
Place to go is they can go there, and then they can find out where they can watch videos, and they can get a hold of you, and if people are booking concerts, that would be the place to get a hold of you as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
We use both Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So we also want to know what you guys think of this album and the other albums. We need this connection with all our listeners. So I would really encourage you to give us a message.
Yes. Awesome.
And we can talk more.
I just also want to do a shout out. We have a special offer that you can get a guitar pick and the CD and some really cool stickers if you buy the CD directly from our website.
Awesome.
You can buy that also via Spotify if you want.
Yeah.
You can
Spotify.
get the hero swag. Good.
Yeah, the hero swag. Yeah.
We all need that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, thank you so much.
Hero is such a
We
great
will-
name, by the way.
What's that?
Thanks.
Hero is such a great name.
It is a great name.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm kind of envious of that.
So, guys, will I see you at Light the Dark? Are you guys going to be there?
Yeah, I'm gonna get there.
I think so.
In some shape or form, as we say.
Yeah.
Good.
We
Well, I'll look
Yeah.
forward to seeing you in person. And you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm
Thank you.
excited for all of our viewers to learn a little more about Hero, listen to their music, especially the new album. Good stuff. If you want to go back a few years, the Sons of Thunder, also great music. And I go back that far with the band. We've been good friends for a long time. So, folks, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. Those of you that watch every single week, it's always good to have you here. And next week, don't forget, we've got Rob Rock here. We'll ask Rob what he's up to. And Rob next week, Michael from White Cross the week after, Zach from Convictions the week after. Great shows coming up. Don't miss any of them. Folks, and also don't forget, you are blessed. So go and be a blessing.